Wow. Something, huh? uh, I am lost for words on the amount of sheer kindness that I've received as far as comments within the last couple days, and what's funny is that I almost didn't even post that little section of the video. It was just like, I had to split it in two because it was getting blocked, and I was getting issues with trying to post it. And so I just split it in two, and coincidentally, like when I split it right down the middle, because it was like 30 minutes long, it ended with that part, and I'm like, oh crap, this is not gonna end well. They're gonna turn on me. They're gonna be like, I clicked to hear about the little pale girl, and I got the little pale boy, But my God, guys, I did not expect this at all. Like I said, I know how YouTube comments can be, and I cannot even begin to thank you for the things that you guys said. A lot of you guys shared things going on in your own lives, and it really, really touched me. I kind of feel like, that trailer for The Whale.
People are amazing.
It's really true. The first thought that I had, it made me think a lot of, because I kind of mentioned in the other video, but it made me think of a scene in True Detective. Spoilers for season 1 of True Detective if you haven't seen it. I'll leave a timestamp if you want to skip ahead. But there's a scene in there. The whole season's following Rustin Cole, Matthew McConaughey's character, and he's been through the ringer, and he lost his daughter, and he wasn't the same after. He became very cynical, very bleak, very nihilistic, and the whole show, he's got some funny quips in there, of course, but like the whole show is just like, as it goes on, you just want him to find a little bit of happiness and joy, and at the end of it, there's a scene. It's him and Woody Harrelson, and they're outside the hospital, and they're looking up at the stars, and they're talking about how there's so much darkness out there, and they're saying, there's so much darkness, and the stars are, they're there, but they're not very bright, and they're kind of talking about how that kind of reflects the world we live in a little bit, and McConaughey, Rustin Cole just says like, he says that when he nearly died, he had he could feel his daughter, and it changed how he saw things. And when he looked up at the stars, he said to Woody Harrelson, he's like, I'll be honest, man, I think the light's winning. And that's kind of how I felt reading some of your comments, because the world can be a dark, dark place, and you watch enough news. It's you don't have to look far to see all the terrible things going on in the world, and it can definitely make you feel cold inside, and you can forget that there's a lot of kind, warm people out there in the world. I've got screenshots of some of those messages you guys wrote, and I just look at them sometimes, and it just makes me smile, So thank you. I can't thank you enough for that. As with that said, we got a couple announcements. I'm gonna be sticking around because after that, I'm just like, I'm in. I'm 100% in. If you guys are in, I'm in. And I was like, we gotta make this all more professional. So that's what I did. I went on IMDB. I threw my name and my page up there. Believe it or not, you can actually go on IMDb Pro for free for 30 days. And then, you can put all your titles up there, and then afterwards, you can cancel it if you like, which I may do. And then everything that you've done as far as your resume, it's now up there, which I thought was kind of cool. I got a P.O. box. Movie Palette reached out to me and wanted to know if they can send me something, and I was like, yeah, of course. And I've always wanted to get a P.O. box and do some unboxings and stuff like that. So, but I never really had the confidence in it on whether or not people would actually send me anything. So I was like, I don't know. Like, I know my buddy Dave Durant from Durant Cinema has one. But because of Movie Palette, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a P.O. box. And if you guys ever want to send me anything, you can now. I've got it's right here. It's in Red Bank, New Jersey. And if Red Bank sounds familiar to you, that's the home of Kevin Smith characters Jay and Silent Bob. The secret stash is right there, and that's the area I grew up in. And I'll be sure to go pick up those boxes, and we'll do some unboxings if you guys want. I'm already doing an unboxing for Movie Palette, which I'm looking forward to. And if you don't know what to send, I have an Amazon list of things I already own. And I got like a wish list that I kind of put together just to kind of remind me if you guys want to send me anything, by all means, much love, and if not, that's cool too. But it's there, and we're a little bit more official. We've got the IMDB going, we've got the mailbox going. And if you don't want to involve Amazon, because because they have like that thing where it's like you could buy stuff and like I get like a percentage of it or something like that. If you do Christmas shopping, I guess, like if you click on my link and then go Christmas shopping, I get like a kickback of whatever you buy while you're shopping. And it could be for anything, as long as you like click on the link and then go Christmas shopping. Like Amazon adds a little bit of money towards me just for getting you to go to Amazon, believe it or not. So that's kind of cool. And if you don't want to involve Amazon, you can always just like send me some Venmo. It's like I got a Venmo right there if you want to send me Venmo. I feel a little weird saying that because it's kind of just like, call it what you will. Call it old school Irish pride. I was kind of raised not to kind of be that way. But, somebody actually asked. So I was like, all right, here you go. So, it's kind of like that song, that song, my money don't jingle jangle, it folds. Well, my money does jingle jangle. So if you want to send me anything, and if not, that's totally cool. I totally know what it's like to be at different stages of your life, and I'm not asking, but if you want to, the option's always there. And if you really want to just help out the channel more, if you can't do anything like that, then just give the video a thumbs up. That helps a lot too. YouTube kind of cares about watch time and stuff like that. So if you can give the video a thumbs up and or just share the video, tell your friends, get it out there, get the channel out there. If you think this content is worth watching, if you like this kind of stuff, tell your friends about it. Maybe they like it too. The goal is to do this full time. We'd like to get to Rotten Tomatoes. They have some really like high standards. I think you have to have like 40,000 subscribers or something like that, or maybe it's 100,000. To be honest, I can't recall right now, but I know Disney also has high standards, and Netflix does too. And they're like the two distributors that just won't deal with us for whatever reason. They have these high standards. So I've never really cared about those kind of things, but like in order to do certain reviews and get them for press screenings, like they want certain numbers. So I feel a little funny asking, but it's just become the reality of it. So, trying to appease the House of Mouse, I guess. And not because I love Marvel movies, but because, I want to review movies like Hellraiser on Hulu or Barbarian, which is like a 20th Century Studios. So stuff like that, Yeah. Because like I said, the goal is to do this full time. One day I'd love to make a movie. That's like the real goal. I'll probably keep doing this, but like I'd love to just like go off, make a movie, come back. One of the biggest inspirations that I have is Jim Cummings, who I think he's just so great, and he's kind of been inspirational in a lot of ways. He put out Thunder Road, which is a beautiful movie. I saw that later, but the movie that I saw initially was a little movie called The Wolf of Snow Hollow, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's kind of like, it's got a little bit of that vibe of like Silence of the Lambs at times. And it's got some humor in there too. And it's just really well made. There's a scene at the end of the film, if you have seen it. I won't spoil it here, but if you have seen it, there's a scene where Jim Cummings' character is doing a thing, and I don't want to spoil what happens, but Old Lang Syne is playing in the background. And that scene chokes me up every damn time. It's just it's masterful, that movie. So if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend checking it out. And we do have a pretty big announcement, two actually. And the first is that keeping this horror train moving, we are announcing a new anthology series, 10 episodes with an option to do more, from December 2nd all the way to the end of March, called Winter Horror Nights. And we're going to be covering all kinds of movies in the horror genre that involve wintertime, big piles of snow. We're going to be covering big movies, small movies, hidden gems, mainstream movies, you name it, we're going to do it. And if you want to request a movie, we got a couple that are already cemented in, but we'll get to it if you want to request it, and we can do it. And again, if you want to send me that film, in the PO box, I'll review it. I'll talk about it. But that's the thing we're going to be doing, and I promise it's not going to get sappy. Like that last video. It's like, that's why I'm putting everything. If I have one regret about that one video, it's like, like I said, it was very it wasn't in place with where it should have been. It kind of just happened. But I'll come by and talk to you guys more. I don't have like a live stream thing. Maybe I'll reach out to Lee McCoy, because he's pretty good at those live streams. I have two left feet when it comes to that kind of thing, but I'll get there. Do live streams with you guys, because I would really love to just keep talking to you guys. You guys are really amazing, more than I guess initially realized, and I'm just like, I really want to talk to these guys, because it's so easy to focus on all the negative comments, and you guys really blew my hair back on this one. So Winter Horror Nights, December 2nd to the end of March. Won't be sappy. I got a comment on that Pale Girl video, and they were like, they said something to the effect of like, hey man, that's great that you love horror, but like maybe that shouldn't be what you're doing as a crutch for what you're going through. And I'm not. I've been going through I've been going to therapy for the better part of 2 months. It's online therapy, once a week, 45 minutes. And it's helped me a lot. It's great just getting so much off my chest and just kind of being able to do that. And I would highly recommend it to anybody who might need it. Just talk to somebody. But I am doing that. Which brings us to our second announcement, and this one's a little bit harder to talk about. Going back to what I said in that video. Like I said, I lost 2 members in my immediate family. And one of them was on the more recent side. It happened, during the world events. You can't say certain words on YouTube. And I'm still struggling with it. And one of the things that really bothered me a lot in all this is that it happened at the peak of it all. And there was never any type of eulogy for this person. And it pains me a lot. And I remember at the time, people kind of put it in a way where it was like, okay, not obviously now is not a good time. And then a year went by, 2 years went by, and then I kind of started floating this idea around about like, well, maybe we can do like a day of remembrance, and since time has gone by and it wouldn't make sense, maybe we can just like celebrate and go to like an Irish pub and like maybe like just like rent like a section out and just like tell stories and stuff like that, and I kid you not, this was ironically at a funeral, and I kind of pitched this idea, and there were 2 people there that the sentiment, I mean, they did sugarcoat it, but the sentiment was very much too much time had gone by. And they said that, people probably wouldn't show up and it probably wouldn't be a good idea. Which, ouch. So I'm going to hold a eulogy for this person because they deserve it. And it's going to be here on Burns Reviews. because it's like, I guess I thought I'd have like that moment, kind of like a big fish moment where people kind of come out of the woodwork and kind of just like tell some stories and what have you. And I think a big thing that's been missing from my life is closure on some of this, that I just never, time keeps going by and I just can't get that closure that I want. And it just feels like it just feels like it never happened. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right here. It's going to be on April 25th, 2023. And I'm not going to, I'm just going to tell a story about who this person was to me and to everybody else. I'm not going to get too much into how this person died. It's kind of like that movie, The Last Samurai. I'd rather tell you how this person lived. Sorry. But yeah, that would mean a lot to me if we could do that. And I can already hear some naysayers saying like, why now? Why do it now? The window has closed. Move on, whatever. Going back to Kevin Smith, the line, my response to that is kind of a line Holden McMeal said in Chasing Amy. It's like, well, I finally have something personal to say, and I don't know if I could have done this a year ago, but I know I can do it now. I know I'm strong enough to do it now, and after seeing the kind words that you guys have left, I know this is the place to do it. And I really hope that you guys join me on it. And, I understand it's not going to be for everybody. There are people on here who are just like, this is movies. I came to watch movies. I get it. And it's just going to be in a finite little time. We're going to do it then. And I really hope you join me. And, and if you knew this person, if you knew my dad, and you want to be a part of it, and you want to send photos and videos of him so we can incorporate it into the video, this is the email. Send it to that email, and we'll put it in. We'll incorporate it somehow. We will, I just, somebody from Ireland actually reached out to me last week asking me what happened, and they had no idea, and they never even met my dad. But, I want to do this for him. I think he deserves it. So I'm going to do it. And I hope you join me. So, thank you for sitting through all that sap. More sap than Clark Griswold's Christmas tree, I know. And thank you for getting us to 10K, and we're gonna just keep on going. I'm so in, guys. I'm so in. I'm kind of like the shark from Jaws. It's like 10K is great, but like once you hit 10K, it's kind of just like, well, now what? It's like I'm like Bruce the shark. I just gotta keep moving, or I'll fucking die. And I gotta put on. The next goal is 20, and just kind of have fun racing towards that, because this has been very therapeutic to me, and I know you guys don't know me that well. A little bit of April 25th is going to be a little bit of my story, a little bit, so you'll see some of that in there. But yeah, so now that I got through all that. I just want to say thank you one more time. And with that said, let's end this video with something kind of cool. We have a trailer for Winter Horror Nights. And I'm really excited to show it to you guys. And I hope you join me on this horror journey because, for me at least, sentimental Christmas movies, George Bailey, all that, it's fine, but maybe in like smaller doses. I find it a bit painful sometimes to watch some of these things because it's kind of like it's painting a picture that I just can't have. And but horror has kind of been a thing that I've really kind of related to a lot. Because there's trauma and there's pain and there's people who fight through that. And before I play the trailer, if I could say anything to you beautiful motherfuckers, you could do anything you want in this world. You're a fucking rock star. You just have to believe it. You have to dig deep. You have to ignore the naysayers. More times than not, they're just people that are unhappy with their own lives, and for some reason, they could say they're your friends, but they're really not, and they're just there to tell you that you can't do a thing because they're probably not happy with their own lives. And knocking you down a peg just somehow makes them feel a little bit less insecure about that fact. So, get out there and fucking rock it. Much love.
You're looking at her on the sky thing. How's that? Once there was only dark. When you ask me, any lights went in.